Imagine waking up every single day and realizing that you are not alone in your body. Every step you take must be negotiated. Every decision you make must be shared. Every argument has nowhere to escape. Two minds, two personalities, two dreams, but only one body. This is not a metaphor. This is not fiction. This is a real story the world doesn't know how to look at. And once you hear it, you will never think about freedom, identity, or what it means to be human the same way again. They were born into silence, not the peaceful kind of silence, but the kind that fills the room when doctors stop speaking, when nurses exchange glances, when a mother feels joy and fear arrive at the exact time. Two cries were heard that day, two voices, but only one body moved. From the very beginning, the world struggled to understand what it was seeing. Two heads, two faces, two separate minds. Yet a single body carried them both. To some, it was a miracle. To others, a medical curiosity. To few, a tragedy. But to each other, they were simply brothers. They never had the luxury of privacy. No separate rooms, no closing doors, no walking away when argument grew too loud. From their first breath, every movement had to be negotiated. Every step required agreement. Every moment was shared, whether they wanted it or not. Imagine waking up every morning and realizing that your life will always begin and end with another person's consent. As a child, they learned this quickly. If one wanted to turn left, the other had to agree. If one wanted to rest, the other had to wait. Hunger, pain, fatigue, nothing belonged to only one of them. Even the simplest human actions became conversations. But what hurt most was the physical limitation. It was the way people stared. Some stared out of curiosity, some out of fear, some out of pity, and some out of cruelty. Children whispered, adults avoided eye contact, strangers pointed, laughed, or pretended. They weren't there at all. The brothers learned early that the world didn't know where to place them. They didn't fit into categories. They didn't fit into expectations. They existed in between. And yet, inside their shared body, two completely different minds were growing. One was quieter, reflective, always thinking before speaking. The other was bold, expressive, quicker to love and quicker to get angry. They argued often about music, about food, about dreams. Yes, dreams. Because despite everything, they dreamed like everyone else. They dreamed of independence. They dreamed of dignity. They dreamed of being seen as whole human beings, not half of something. School was a battlefield. Teachers didn't know how to address them. Classmates didn't know how to include them. Some days they came home exhausted, not from studying, but from surviving other people's reactions. There were moments when one brother wished secretly that he could be alone. Moment when the other felt guilty for thinking the same thing. They never said it out loud, because how do you admit that you sometimes long to escape the person who has been with you since before memory itself? Yet, something remarkable happened over time. Instead of growing resentful, they grew cooperative. They learned to listen not just to the world, but to each other. They developed a rhythm, a silent language, a shared instinct. Where one mind ended, the other continued. They became expert at compromise. And in a strange way, the very thing that set them apart began to shape their strength. As adults, they refused to disappear into the margins of society. They sought work, purpose, respect. They wanted to earn not sympathy, but recognition. When they finally found a job, the world applauded until it didn't. They were paid as one person, one salary, one paycheck, one acknowledgement. Two minds, two sets of responsibilities, one value assigned. And that was when the deeper injustice revealed itself, not in their bodies, but in society's thinking. The world saw one form and assumed one worth. But value does not come from limbs. It comes from consciousness, from effort, from dignity. They spoke about it, not angrily, but truthfully. And people listened, not because they were usual or unusual, but because they were right. Their stories spread, not as a spectacle, but as a question. How do we define a human being? Is a person a body, a mind, a name, or a voice that insists on being heard? At night, when the world finally grows quiet, the brothers talk about the lives they might have lived if things were different. One imagines traveling, the other imagines love. Both imagine freedom, not from each other, but from limitation. And then, inevitably, the conversation turns soft, because they also know something most people never fully grasp. No one truly lives alone. We are all bound to families, to histories, to bodies we did not choose. Some bonds are visible, others are invisible, but dependence is universal. The bond just happens to be impossible to ignore. Two heads, one body, but a story larger than either. They are not symbols. They are not metaphors. They are human beings, living proof that identity is more complex than flesh, and strength often grows in the places where life seems most unfair. And perhaps the most powerful truth of all is this: they did not survive despite sharing one body. They survived because they learned how to share everything else.